For any immigrant watching, it's a long-term game.
Accent is sexy, man.
Working every job possible, from driving trucks to doing roofing, landscaping, driveway sealing, knocking on doors.
So, Chris the Machete.
Yes.
What is Machete again? That's what they call him. They call him
They
Machete.
call me Machete.
What is it, a knife, a sword?
Oh, it's a machete. It's
It says, what is
knife,
Machete? It's a
knife.
machete.
You gotta
Thanks
watch
for
the movie.
translation.
There's a whole movie. I don't know if it was Quentin Tarantino who made it. Danny Trejo. It's the original Machete. And I'll send you the video where he's giving me the baton to keep on with the nickname.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an interesting nickname. But it didn't came from me using machetes or anything like that. It was just, I had a job where I had to match up contracts. And every time I would match it up, I would tell my manager, hey, I matched it up. But my accent is so strong, it sounded like I was saying machete. And then, so now anytime he needed a contract to be matched, he'd be like, hey, Chris, can you machete the contract? And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And he's stuck.
Nice. So this guy literally showed up to my office.
I just showed up.
He slid in my DMs a couple days ago, and that's it. I know nothing about him. I decided not to ask him anything because I just want to be like you, the audience. I want to learn about him spontaneously today. So Chris, who the fuck are you? And when did you make your first million?
My first meal. I'm still in that process. You know, the thing is, well, to answer, two questions there. The first question is, who am I? I'm an immigrant. I'm Costa Rican. Came to Canada in 2005. October 26th was my 18th anniversary in Canada.
Nice. 18 years.
18 years. I'm 33 now, so 18 years in Canada. And for any immigrant watching, I mean, it's a long-term game. Like, it's not, you can get lucky and happen overnight, but you don't start seeing the fruit of your work until a decade. You know, maybe a little, you gotta have patience. I didn't start seeing serious money until I was here for like at least 10 years.
Okay. Do you think it should take 10 years or you were a little slower?
I think it depends.
Or distracted?
Well, obviously I was young. I was 15, so there was me becoming a man.
Makes sense, yes.
If you come here, you're 35, it takes a little shorter. But yeah, there's distractions. It could take shorter time, but that's what it took me. You know, working every job possible, from driving trucks to doing roofing, landscaping, driveway sealing, knocking on doors. 2016, I was stocking milk at Metro, you know, and this is not that long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why the step back? That was a step back, or that's where you were at in life?
You know what?
At that point. There's nothing wrong with it. Just asking.
It's the people that you surround yourself with, man. So
you were surrounded with lots of losers. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if you're in that position where rent is expensive, I would rather you go rent a little room in an expensive neighborhood, somebody's house, so you're exposed to the mindset of the people that are successful. Because every once in a while they'll give you some nuggets of information that you can learn, and that's what I did. So I was living in a place called Malton, which is close to the airport in Toronto, next to Rexdale, which is like a bad neighborhood. Malton is a little rough. And I was like, I need to get out of Malton, bro. Like, everybody's dream is, $20 an hour. Back then, it was like $20 an hour. It was a lot of money for people, right?
Yeah, still till now, trust me.
Yeah. But that was the goal, or little things, like little ghetto shit, And I was like, I need to force myself out of this, but I don't have the means to it. Again, and I don't have any family support.
Okay, so did you have any attachment there? Like, did you have a girlfriend, a kid, a family, anything there? Why were you stuck there? Because you're telling me the story, all I hear is, I'm stuck. I was stuck there. Like, why were you stuck?
Well, when I was 15, that's when my mom brought me,
Okay.
I was living with her. So I left when I was 17. So 2 years. And 2 years of learning English is still very rough. Like, even now I have an accent, but back then it was rough. You know what I mean? Like, I sounded.
Accent is sexy, man.
Thank you, brother.
We think it's bad, but we listen. The rumors, they say, "Oh, did you hear JC saying that word?" I'm joking.
As long as it's not a terrible accent. You have a good accent. The Toronto accent, that's the worst accent.
Yeah, some people like it. Some people, literally, I was thinking about this the other day. Sometimes I get critique because, go learn English before you start a podcast or something. I laugh. It doesn't affect me. And then I watched a couple videos the other day for some soccer player. He's also from South America. Dude, his English, like, it's not just the accent. It's just like 10 times more horrible than me. And then the video is viral and people love him and, whatever. So if you want to start a podcast or start a video and you just came to Canada a couple of years ago, you know how many millionaires, and they came to Canada 3 years ago and they started from scratch and now they have lots of money, but they still didn't go in front of the video because, I'm not so comfortable in front of the camera because of my accent, my language, whatever. Well, okay, you're 6 out of 10 at English, you're great at Spanish, and you should feel luckier. So I want to interrupt you to add this one because we get clients all the time. They want us to do their marketing. Hey, but there's a red flag. I don't want to be in the camera. Just because they want to listen to some fucking haters.
Yeah.
They only hate on you because they can't get what you got.
Yeah. No, don't listen. That's all noise.
So you told me you met your first million this year, net worth.
That's when I realized that.
How does that feel?
It's funny because money was never a means to an end. It was the grind I was just married to the grind. I wasn't paying attention to the end. And that's, money is just the byproduct of the hard work, because you're so tunnel vision and you're so focused that years can go by and you wake up and you're like, wow, like I have 28 employees. We're doing 60,000 a month or however it is right now, and we're scaling. We just landed this other contract, and then you look back and you're like, wow, and I have this house. This is how much. You have to really like sometimes just sit back. And
like you just feel like it happened spontaneously. You just were working hard and passionate. Man, I've been hearing this answer from many people.
Right.
Many successful people too.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I can believe it. I'll tell you why. Right. Because I'm a businessman too, just like you guys. And I wake up and I know, like I have, like, okay, in the next 6 months, this is the target that I want to get. Yeah. Next year, that's the house that I want to buy. So I'm never surprised of anything that I got because I fucking planned and worked for it.
Right.
The way you guys describe it is like, I just worked, woke up one day, oh shit, I'm a millionaire and I have a nice house. Like, I'm trying to really like, it might happen, but like for a smart business owner who has a plan and goals, and like I set goals like, I want to hire 3 more employees by the end of the year. I want to make this much sales. So where are you at with this? Like, are you too spontaneous? Did you have plans when you started your company? Did you say, oh, I'm starting this to solve a problem? Yes, but I also want to make shit tons of money. I want to make some people proud. I want to help people with the financial freedom that I have.
Oh yeah, that's the best thing. Because if you have money too, the best things you can do with money is to give it away or help or make impact. Right? There's only so many bells and like shiny objects you can buy, right? But it feels a lot better to like put that to use to like, I don't know, to do something good, right?
Giving back is very important.
Yeah. So pick something that you're passionate about. In my case, dogs. I love dogs, animals. So
what do you do with the dogs?
Well, right now I'm fostering dogs. I rescue them.
That's nice,
I
man.
volunteer.
Where? Here in Costa Rica?
In my house for now, but I've been looking at properties in like Hammond, Pembroke, and I think I want to get a big lot and probably do some work
Very
there.
kind of you, man. Yeah, I look at you and I see a kind man. Honestly,
Thank you,
seriously.
Not a saint, but you know what? Dogs, it's we don't deserve them. They're so loyal. And
why did you end up liking dogs so much? Some girl cheated on you? Like, fuck you, I'm replacing you with a dog?
Yes, she did. Fuck you. No, she said
so my cousin one day, he came with a dog, and in the family, none of us had dogs.
Yeah.
And my dad is like, why the fuck did you buy a dog? And he's like, I want to replace her with a dog. and he named the dog her name,
oh my God.
And it was a female.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a girl. No, you know what? You want to feel unconditional love, bro, and you want your mental health to get strengthened, and you want some anxiety to go away, and you want depression to go away, bro, get a dog.
I've had this experience before.
I've had this experience before.
They're lovely, you know? The little ones, though, not the massive ones.
I got Dobermans.
Oh, shit. So you pick up a big shit off the floor, huh? It's lots of work, man. That's a Doberman.
But they love you unconditionally.
And you train them aggressively or like they're like pussies?
No, they're very...
gentle?
They're very gentle.
Nice.
Like they have this stigma, right? But it's all how you raise them, bro. And
That's true. And your energy around them too, because if you're always stressed and angry, they become the same, right?
yeah, it's a
And I
reflection
used
of-
to notice this all the time.
Yeah. And the worst thing is, if you're assertive, like an alpha male type, then it's good for the dog. But the people that go to the dog park, for example, and they're very scared, then the dog is scared. And a scared dog is a dog that can get hurt, or is a dog that can hurt other dogs.
Nice. Okay.
But a well-rounded, grounded, assertive dog, it's good for everybody.
Cool. So, Chris, let's get to business.
Let's do it.
What's your business? How did you make this money?
Yeah, man. It's a long story.
Oh, shit. Get me a glass of wine.
Yeah, I talk too much, so you don't.
No, that's okay.
don't be
That's why
shy.
you're on the podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, right? So I was unemployed at one point, 2015 or 2016, I can't remember. And I was like, didn't know what to do because I've been working construction and I had a herniated disc, so I couldn't do any labor until I was good, and that would have taken years. So I Googled what to do if you're unemployed. Grant Cardone came up. Started watching his videos, and introduced me to the concept of sales, but not sales like, I'm just gonna get a sales job just to do something. It's like, no, sales is a career, and if you're good at it, you can be right next to you can live in the same neighborhood as a doctor or a lawyer if you respect the art of sales, and the prospecting and persuasion and the psychology, and it's all these components of being a good salesperson. So anyway, I started devouring Grant Cardone's content, all the books, and then it dawned on me, like, I need to try this, and I made the jump. First sales job I had was at a gym, Anytime Fitness. I was managing 2 franchises because it's a franchise gym, and I started doing sales. I was a sales manager for the gyms. Then I transitioned over to car sales. And this is the part where you're a millennial, I take, right? Around my age? You seem pretty young.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Young at heart.
Yeah. We're lucky to be millennials. Why do I say that? Because we are a generation that we were trained to do the legacy stuff. Like, that's the customer service, building rapport, face-to-face. We're very comfortable. We're a lot more comfortable doing this than the Gen Zs. They didn't get the social.
They were more production.
Yeah. They're more technically savvy, but the human touch is kind of lacking in that space, right? In that generation. But we have that. But we also have the technology. We were the first ones with internet, like, really.
We were exposed to strangers more.
Yeah.
We were like talking to some people in different countries when we were teenagers.
Yeah, and we're used to, like, I don't know, we have those 2 benefits. We have the good from legacy, so like the older generations, the social cues and all that. But we also have the technology we grew up with. And if you get good at those 2 things, you can create magic. I was really good. I was very charismatic in sales, even though I didn't know a lot about cars. People took a liking to me. I was very persistent. What made the difference was how open-minded I was with technology. Because I started working at this firm, and they would give me leads on a spreadsheet, or sometimes they will print the information, and I will take the lead and dial it. And I said, there's got to be a better way, And most people dial once, they throw away the paper, and they don't do it. Again, with Grant Cardone, follow-up, all of that stuff, I started and this is where when you want it, you make it happen. You want to be good at something, you got to spend the 6 hours watching the YouTube video explaining how to get good at it. You got to do that all the time with everything. Want to learn about lights? Bro, there's hours to learn about lights. But once you learn it, you're good at it. So, long story short, I was really good on the phone. I was really good with the legacy type of outreach and prospecting. But then I started plugging in technology. I started plugging in bulk email, bulk tasks, power dialers. And I was the only guy doing it. And the owner of the company, he wouldn't pay for shit. So I'm an employee, and I'm paying for my own software.
Were you making commission or not?
I was making commission.
Okay, so you're investing to make more commission.
Most people don't think that way. Most people will come work for you, and they don't like the mouse on the computer, and they leave it like that. And where they themselves can say, you know what, I could just buy myself with my own money the keyboard and mouse that I like, that can boost productivity by 10, 15%, that can make me money. So that's why I tell everybody, don't work, like, quit your job today mindset, and you are a business within this business. If I work for you, yeah, you're my boss, but at the same, I want to treat you like you're my client, and I am my company. And if I'm answering the phones, I'm gonna figure out a way that I can get more money from you by providing more value for you, right? So if you hire me just to be a secretary and answer the phones, I'll be like, okay, hey, listen, are we getting any calls overnight, after hours, during the weekends? Would you pay me extra if I find a way to answer those calls? I'm just thinking of things.
But don't you think you should add value first and then expect money after?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why you pay. A lot of times it's like you build that relationship with your boss where it's like you pay for your own software. Like I pay for my software to do the power dialing, to do the bulk texts. Then he realized he worked. Then he tells me to roll it out for the whole company. Then, and that's how we build rapport. That's just how we build trust. Because now he knows that my judgment, it's not just throwing things in the air. It's like, okay, this guy, when he says something, it's because he did a trial, he tested it, and he worked. And 10 years later, well, no, not 10, but like 8 years later, I don't have to ask for anything. I have the company Amex, I transitioned from being their employee to a partner.
Nice.
So
now you generate leads for them.
I do, yeah.
Cool.
But I was given equity in the company because when you have a person who's really talented and it starts to excel, well, salary is good, but salary can be matched. But then the way you lock them down, because that's what was happening. I was getting competitors taking me out for dinner, steak. I felt like a hot chick. I felt like a hot 22-year-old, you know what I mean? All these guys taking me out for dinner and steak, and they want to offer me a luxury demo. What do you want to drive? Nicest office.
Nice.
And these guys were like, well, it's going to be a bidding war. We put the money where the mouth is, and we give this kid some points of the company, which is great because then I feel ownership. And when I have ownership, then you work more hours. You work Sunday. This is my company. I want to see it grow. So
you don't count hours anymore. You don't look at your watch.
No.
Because the more you work, the more you make.
Yeah.
So tell me, what was the breaking point when you want to start your company and a little bit of the struggles when you first started this company? Because transitions from 16, what is it, like $15 an hour?
Yeah.
And then jump to starting your own business. Like, how did you do this?
It's a lot of struggles, man. Like, I would say start broad. Start saying yes to everything. Start saying yes to everything until some yeses are not worth your time. But you don't know that until you said enough yeses. You gotta try. Say for instance, I'm building websites and I charge $100. I'll say yes to you, yes to you, yes to you. But then, okay, I say yes to this person and it was 25 pages on the website and it's not worth my time. So now I'm gonna do a website for $100 for 3 pages, and this is how you get to learn. And
in the beginning, after you need to start learning how to say no.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at now. Like I was underpriced, but giving tons of value at first.
You're learning on someone else's expense. Yes, underpriced. You're not actually underpriced. You're overpriced. You're charging them to learn.
You're actually right.
Yeah, you're charging them to learn. Yeah, people are not looking at it this way, man. You have a fresh graduates.
Yeah.
And you see they're trying to be freelancers at some skill.
Yeah.
And they want to price you like regular pricing, like someone who's been in the market for 10 years. Like, dude, you have no portfolio. Yeah, but this is the market. Bitch, this is the market for someone who has 10 years experience.
Yeah.
Now you're going to learn and you want to charge me because you want to learn and you want to charge me.
You want to pay with my money.
Well, you know how I started my real estate photography business? For free.
I believe that.
I begged someone. He wouldn't let me do it for free. I begged someone, please let us do it for you for free. And listen, it wasn't for free.
Yeah.
I hired someone to do it because I don't do the work.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to take photos and videos. But I hired someone. I told them what they should do. They went and did it. I paid them and I didn't get paid. First time, second time, third time, boom. 6 months later, I have 40 clients.
Yeah.
But I didn't start the highest price. No, I start for free, then cheapest price, and then I go up gradually.
Yeah.
So
build your portfolio, your case studies, your testimonials.
People with no portfolio and they just want to charge high just because they graduated school 4 years and they know nothing usually. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. So you said you have how many employees right now?
28.
So tell me about hiring your first own employee. How hard was it? How many employees did you lose?
Shout out to Oscar.
And who's Oscar?
Oscar, man, in Colombia. You know, that was my first remote BDR, is what it's called. So he's an appointment setter for me, one of my best guys. And, you know, it was great.
How did you find Oscar?
So how do you
Call the cousin, a cousin called a cousin, or you did some ads online?
No, you know, that's a really good skill I have, man. I have some type of gravity to good talent. I don't know, I have a good eye for it. So I'll tell you a little nugget that I hope that your viewers can appreciate.
Of course, hit me.
Every time you do a demo for a SaaS, right, for some system or software, whether it's, let's just say, Go High Level or Ring Central or one of these companies that you need, right, for your tech ecosystem, they always have somebody down south or in the Philippines that will do the demo for you. Well, that person has friends. So every time I would do a demo, I was doing a demo for this email marketing company. I think it's called Mailshake. And the lady blew my mind. You know, she was Colombian. She spoke amazing English. And
You have something for Colombians, huh?
they're very slick. You know, they're very assertive. The culture is something I can touch base after.
Okay.
The difference between certain cultures and who's good for what.
I have something to say about Costa Rica too, but when
Yeah?
we talk about that, yeah.
Okay.
Lazy fucking people.
Very laid back. But yeah, that's one thing I can talk about that because there's different types of people, right? But anyway, this person blew my mind. I asked her, I offered her a job. I said, well, I'm at your rate. I want you to work for me. She said, no, but I know people. And then her friends, I hired Oscar from Valerie was her name. And then Oscar had all their friends that work at different startups. Next thing you know, there's 28 of us.
Wow, and all of your team are
My team is
out of Canada.
They're out of Canada.
And they're all in Colombia?
Colombia, Philippines, Mexico, Argentina, and Spain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you were talking about cultures.
Culture, yeah.
So do you have like, okay, you're from that country, you must be creative. You're from that country,
Yeah.
you must be good in sales.
do.
That's what you do?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Argentinians are sales, production.
You know, yeah, Argentinians could be sales. And people don't like to admit this. They don't have, hey, we all humans. No, bro. From age brackets to gender to culture, we're all different.
Exactly.
And it's no shame on having your sales strategies based on certain, you know, age demographics, right?
Of course.
That's what you do.
And sex too.
Yeah, big time. Like big time. So, yeah.
What's your favorite? Let's do it this way. So it will sound more positive.
Yeah.
What's your favorite country for sales? For hiring salespeople?
Colombia,
What's your favorite country to hire technical people?
Philippines or Pakistan?
What's your favorite country to hire hardworking people and very polite and you know 100% they won't lie? No country.
Filipinos.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And why do you have Argentinians in your team? They don't do shit. You just have a couple cuties from there. That's it.
They're good-looking dudes, man. Argentina women are beautiful too. Argentinians have really, really good education. Like they're very highly educated, right?
So they bring in the knowledge.
A lot of knowledge. They're very good at email copywriting, script writing. They're very good at graphic. I'm not generalizing, but I am. They're very good at. For some reason, my best media buyers, like people that buy Google ads or the Facebook ads, the people that understands that really well, Argentinians are so good at that.
Nice.
They're very, very good, and they speak.
I'm taking notes now, bro.
Argentinians are amazing. You want like a solid copywriter?
They're good at analytics, studying things, data analysis, stuff like this. Okay, interesting.
And it
I
makes
didn't know
sense.
that.
Look
I
at how
didn't
they
know
play
that.
soccer, and even the way they are emotionally. They're very. People could say they're very cold. Argentinians. They think
Really? That's not my experience.
They could be like that, but I separated Spanish countries into two categories. You're gonna laugh, bro. But I have big dick energy and the opposite.
And zero dick energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big dick energy, Colombia, right? You go to a Colombian person and you say which country speaks the best Spanish? They will argue to the death. Everybody, I'll be tired. I'll be like, bro, like, no, every country is different. But Colombia would not stop saying their Spanish.
I have to tell you this story. I went to Cleveland.
Right?
I went to Cleveland, and there was like a Forbes event there. And the Uber that picked us up from the airport was Colombian.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where are you from, my friend?" I need to know their energy and shit. I'm like, when I travel, I say I'm Lebanese. I don't say I'm a Canadian. So they don't think they can fuck with me. So I told him I'm Lebanese. He's like, Allahu Akbar, boom. It started fucking with me the whole road. Oh my God, it was the funniest.
Were you offended? No.
No, I
Right?
laughed. I laughed.
Yeah, man.
I'm not offended because I'm not like this. I would only get offended if I'm 50%, terrorist.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, so, all right. Yeah, I see your point with the Indians and
The big dick energy.
Pakistanis. No, the technicals. They're very good at technical things. Very good. I agree with you. Cultures always says about things.
Yeah.
80% of the time. We can't say 100% because in the same house you can see one brother
Oh,
good
yeah.
at sales, the other sibling is good at something else. But in general, and I think that's how you grew up. Because if you grew up, let's say, I'll talk about some little bit of the Middle Eastern countries.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Egyptian, you 100% have high education. Because your parents always want you to be engineer, doctor, or lawyer.
Right.
Like lawyer is the third thing. They want you to be engineer. If you're Persian, dude, they have PhDs, right?
Persian pride.
Yeah, Lebanese, you own a business.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
Very
what's education.
entrepreneurial.
There's lots of educated people, but like Lebanese and Syrian, they own business.
Yeah.
They own business. They're doing sales. They're bullshitting people.
I love it.
Just like Italians, we have the
Yeah.
same. We have almost the same mentality.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to tell you this. I went to
me.
Costa Rica, and I know that's your home country.
That's fine.
I went to Costa Rica. I took my brother there on his birthday. People don't want to fucking work. I'm sorry. Maybe they can survive with no working. This is the first complaint.
Right.
Second complaint, food is shit.
You didn't like
It's
the food?
rice and beans. What's this menu? I was so excited.
Creole.
Fish is good. Fish is good. You know,
Yeah.
fish is good. Women are beautiful.
Yeah.
Some, beautiful. I have some great memories there. But actually, people don't want to work. If you go to a restaurant, seriously, the manager is Argentinian, the owner is Jewish, and the employees are Mexican.
In Costa Rica?
Yeah. Most places, you go to some local places like some, like moms and pop shops. Yes, they're Costa Rican. Customer service is shit. You're in a touristic area and you're not making any effort to speak English. And I tried 8 or 9 places to drink a nice coffee.
Yeah.
And I know Costa Rica is famous for like distributing coffee around the world.
What part of Costa Rica did you go?
I can't say the actual name now because
Okay.
I'll be bullshit. But it's. I was in 50 minutes away from a touristic area.
Right.
And where I was very local.
Okay.
Very local. Like you go to all the places, only Costa Rican.
Yeah.
Only Costa Rican. Dude, like I had some conversations with locals. No one works after 5. Barely. They do wake up early, but no one works late. No one works hard.
They don't work weekends either.
And maybe because they're happy like this.
Tico time.
She told me like we're the happiest people. We're happy.
Tico time.
Yeah, tico time. They don't complain about life though. They don't complain that there is no money, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like
I don't know,
you
my
see-
dad complains all the time. That's why I send him money every
He complains, He complains, but he's not fucking working or he never worked hard. It's like
That's it.
So I'm right? Like I'm not just like talking like I'm not being unfair, right?
Well, I think you're coming in from North America where it's very bro, the service we get here, we're spoiled. You know what I mean? Like,
That's how you feel here? Seriously? Have you been to Dubai? Have you been to Lebanon?
No, I've never been to that.
Yeah, so you've never got customer service yet. Here
I'll tell you
they
why-
say hi, how are you? What can I get you?
Oh,
And
no,
they
like-
give you 18%. They want you to tip them
Yeah.
18%.
I don't mean it like that. Maybe not in the service industry. The service industry here is lacking. What I meant was, internet is down. It gets fixed right away. Because I'm coming from Costa Rica. I'm coming from a place, bro, where you're buying a property. The paperwork takes forever. You go to the bank. The bank says they open at 10:30.
You're proving my point then.
So yeah,
You're
yeah.
proving my point then. So
It's
this-
very
this
laid
is-
back. The pura vida. It's a lifestyle. That's why I'm saying here we're spoiled. I'm spoiled that I have all these options, all these things.
Everything's on time. Everything is.
But yeah, you're right. The customer service here it's
it's
and
good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not immaculate. I'm not saying
no.
it's not perfect.
But it's because the culture and it's also the generation.
It used to be better. My grandfather
Oh,
owned
100%.
owned a restaurant in Canada 40 years ago, and it's different. Like before, you could tell your employee, "Hey, do a better job of being nicer." Now it's like, "Oh, you're having a bad day. It's okay. Be mean to the clients. I don't want to give you lots of criticism because they're afraid, because there's labor board, there's blah blah blah. Oh, this employee
There's
hurt
quiet
my
quitting.
feelings. Now I can, get some therapy and."
You ever heard of quiet quitting?
Quiet quitting?
Yeah.
Yes. So
People
when
do the bare minimum.
exactly, they start exiting. That's their exit strategy.
Why do they do that? I'll tell you why. Because for every person you fired, there's 2 job openings. Before, I'm the business owner. You need me. You guys want work. You need me. Now it's like, hey, I'm a worker, and there's 10 of you that need me.
No, it's not like this anymore. Trust me, people are struggling to find jobs. It was like this during COVID.
I've been reading that there's a labor shortage.
There is a labor shortage, not because there's so many job opportunities. It's because if my employee quit, employment insurance pays them for 6 fucking months.
I know.
Don't ask them if they're going to interviews.
How do you feel about that?
Feel like shit. That's why I started this podcast. I talk shit about them all the time.
Let's talk about it.
Dude, it's insane. In Australia or in the US, employment insurance will cover you to way shorter term, and you have to show a proof that you attended interviews. Here, you have to show a proof that you're applying for jobs. 6 months, dude. 6 months you can stay at home and not work. We don't have lots of job opportunities here. That's not why we have labor shortage. We have people who wants to work 20 hours a week instead of 40.
Laziness.
Huh?
We're incentivizing laziness.
Exactly. They're lazy and they're getting paid for it. That's why.
But here's what I'll say.
Do you know, someone told me the other day, I've had a long week this week. I was really working hard. I'm proud of myself. And I asked them this question, how many hours did you work? Guess how many hours?
40.
40 hours.
I remember when I was part-time.
For them, that's full time.
Yeah.
Dude, I look at their faces. They're exhausted because they did 45 hours this week. Why? Because the big daddy, the government, is telling them, yeah, that's okay. Only work this much. Be a loser. Don't have money. And money doesn't bring you happiness. Money makes you depressed. That's what they advertise, bro.
Yeah.
In the Western world, that's what they advertise. Money brings depression.
It's control.
Don't focus on money. And that's why every guest I bring here, I ask them about money. They get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they've been taught, don't talk about money.
Bro, let me tell you something. Let's just say that you have somebody that works here and they decide not to work and take the money from the government and stay home. I promise you, you're going to be depressed. We need
I will
purpose.
be depressed, or they will be.
They will be.
Oh, okay.
You as a human being, you need to feel useful and productive, man. That's why I don't believe in the universal wage income that they're bringing. Dude, people need purpose in life.
You know
People
what
need to
they
do
feel
stuff.
right now, bro? They feel entitled of this 6 month. They
Yes.
feel like they deserve it. But
They feel
I'm
like they're
asking you, why do you think you deserve it? Because you paid $5,000 tax your whole life? You feel like you're entitled of 6 month employment insurance? Bro, it's a culture they develop. They want it here in this country. Dude, do you know if you work for the government, you can take, stress leave for 6 months?
Yeah.
And you're getting paid, I think.
Yeah.
And while you're stressed, you have 6 breaks a day. Like, I'm not hating on anyone, but if that's the government system for their employees, then that's the culture of the country.
But the problem is, what I'm telling you is this. If you take a stress leave and you stay home, bro, and you don't go out,
You'll get stressed for
you're
real.
going to get depressed because
Yeah.
you have nothing.
Because you're
not
useless.
doing anything.
Because you're useless.
There's nothing more rewarding than getting out of the house and doing something, even if it's clean. I don't care what it is. Number one. Number two, people think that getting a little bit of government money and stay home is winning at life. It's like, you know that saying, it costs you $1 million a year to not make $1 million a year?
Yes.
Well, look at all the money you could be making if you were working. You think that $2,000, $3,000 a month that you're staying home means anything? Where you could make $20,000, $25,000, $1,000 a month? Like, you're selling yourself short. Big time. Only once in my life I ever took some type of government help. It's called WSIB because I told you my herniated disc. I couldn't work. For 1 month, bro, I couldn't work. I took it.
Okay, now you're entitled of it because, you're hurt. You can't work.
Yeah.
You're incapable of working.
Yeah. And then that's it. I didn't take CERB. I've never taken ODSP. I've never taken any of that stuff. Why? For what? I don't need it. I work, man. I don't care about your $3,000. Keep your $3,000 a month. Let me go and make.
Well, for CERB, some people the government did the lockdown.
Yeah,
So
that
they
I
took
understand.
the job from you.
No,
They
that-
told you go sit at home and
Yeah.
gonna pay you. That's okay.
I understand
If you
that.
actually lost your job, that's okay. But welfare and whatever, when you actually can work,
Yeah.
That's horrible. And it's not their mistake.
Yeah.
Let's not hate on the people. It's the system that's promoting these people to be like this.